The elevator doors slid open with a soft chime, and Claire Lawson stepped out, her heels echoing against the marble floor of Cross Dynamics' Manhattan headquarters. It was late, past 9 p.m., but for the CEO's executive assistant, late nights had become a way of life. She adjusted the file in her hand, her reflection flashing briefly across the glass walls that lined the hallway. Her pulse raced slightly, not from the workload, but because she knew he was still here. Adrian Cross. Her boss. The man everyone feared, respected, and whispered about, but no one really knew. His office light glowed at the far end of the corridor, spilling a golden hue onto the polished floor. Claire hesitated at the door for a second before knocking softly. "Come in," his deep voice called. She pushed the door open, and there he was, seated behind his mahogany desk, sleeves rolled up, tie loosened, eyes fixed on his laptop screen. The city lights framed him like a painting, skyscrapers glittering behind him through the floor-to-ceiling windows. He looked up. "You're still here." "I needed to finalize the contract drafts for the Denver deal," she said, setting the folder on his desk. "You'll need to review them before the morning meeting." Adrian leaned back in his chair, studying her. "You've been doing more than anyone should in a week. You don't need to keep staying late, Claire." She smiled faintly. "Neither do you." That earned a small smirk. "Fair point." For a moment, silence filled the space, comfortable, yet charged. Claire could hear the faint hum of the city below, the rhythm of rain starting to fall against the windows. Adrian stood, walking to the window, hands in his pockets. "Do you ever wonder," he said quietly, "what it would be like to walk away from all this?" The question caught her off guard. From what? The pressure. The expectations. Being the man everyone depends on, but no one really knows. Her heart ached at the vulnerability in his voice. It wasn't something he ever showed to anyone else. "Maybe people know more than you think," she said softly. He turned, his gaze meeting hers. "Do you?" The air between them shifted, something fragile and forbidden stirring in the silence. She swallowed. "I know you care more than you let on. You act like you're made of steel, but you notice everything. Every person. Every detail." His jaw tightened slightly, but his eyes softened. "And you see too much." She took a step closer. "Maybe that's not a bad thing." He let out a low, quiet breath, one that sounded almost like surrender. "Claire." Her name on his lips sent a shiver down her spine. "You know we can't," he said, his voice rough, as if the words cost him. "I'm your boss." "And I'm not asking for anything," she whispered. "I just..." "Don't," he interrupted, stepping closer now. "Because if you finish that sentence, I don't think I'll be able to stop myself." Their eyes locked, and for a heartbeat, the world disappeared. The office, the city, the company, none of it existed. There was only the quiet hum of desire, of something too real to be denied. Then the intercom on his desk buzzed, shattering the moment. He turned away instantly, pressing the button. "Yes." "Mr. Cross," came the voice of the night security guard. "Your car's ready downstairs." "Thank you," Adrian said evenly, then let go of the button. Silence fell again, thick and awkward this time. Claire straightened the folder she'd brought. "I should go." He didn't stop her. He didn't move, didn't speak, just watched as she walked to the door. But as her hand touched the handle, his voice came again, low, restrained, but aching. "Claire." She turned. He hesitated, then said, "You did great work today. Thank you." It was a simple sentence, professional, polite. But beneath it, something unspoken pulsed like a secret heartbeat. She smiled faintly. "Good night, Mr. Cross." And then she was gone. The next morning, the office buzzed with life. Phones rang, meetings started, and Claire did her best to pretend nothing had changed. But something had. Every time she felt his gaze in a meeting, every time their hands brushed when exchanging papers, every unspoken word between them grew heavier. By the end of the week, the tension was unbearable. Late Friday night, she was once again the last one in the office. Or so she thought. When the elevator doors opened behind her, she didn't need to turn to know who it was. Adrian stepped out, jacket slung over one arm, the faintest trace of exhaustion in his eyes. Still working. Finalizing the quarterly numbers, she said without looking up. He walked closer, his voice softer now. You're the most dedicated person in this company, Claire, but you deserve more than this office. You deserve a life. She smiled sadly. Maybe, but right now, this is where I belong. He moved closer still, until she could feel the warmth of him behind her. You shouldn't make it so hard for me to do the right thing. Her breath caught. Maybe I don't want you to. That broke whatever wall was left between them. He reached out, fingers brushing against hers on the desk, a touch that spoke more than any words could. Their eyes met, and this time, neither of them looked away. It's wrong, he said quietly. Then why does it feel so right? She whispered. His self-control faltered for a moment, long enough for his hand to cup her cheek, his thumb tracing the edge of her jaw as if memorizing it. The look in his eyes wasn't power or authority. It was longing, pure and raw. Then he pulled back, as if burned. I can't. If anyone finds out. They won't, she said, voice trembling. I'd never risk your name. That's not what I'm worried about, he said. It's you. She blinked. Me. He nodded, eyes dark. You think this job is just about work, but people in this world, they're cruel. If they see a weakness, they use it. And you, he paused. You're the one thing I can't let them use against me. Her heart squeezed at his words, not because they were harsh, but because they were true. I'm not a weakness, Adrian, she said softly. I'm on your side. His expression softened. That's exactly why I'm afraid. Before she could reply, a sudden crack of thunder echoed outside. The lights flickered for a moment, the city bathed in flashes of white and silver. For a long time, neither spoke. Then, slowly, Adrian said, You should go home, Claire. She nodded, gathering her things. But as she reached the door, she turned back. Adrian. He looked up. If you ever need someone to see you, really see you, you know where to find me. And then she left, her heels clicking softly against the floor, the sound fading into the hum of the city. Adrian stood by the window long after she was gone, staring at the skyline. For years, he had built everything: power, success, control. But now, for the first time, he realized what he'd been missing all along: someone who saw the man beneath the title. And as the rain fell harder outside, he whispered into the empty room, words meant for no one, and for her alone. Her boss. Her secret. My greatest desire.